Hello everybody, what is going on? I love you. Hopefully you'll come to love me too. I love RPGs and I love horror games, and I hope to meet many like-minded folks because this is what I've been waiting for. It's been a long time coming. It's been a while since I've seen a horror game that made me feel this way, where I just needed to play it, because the Callisto Protocol brought all of these feelings back, and I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on this. Now, for those of you who do not know, this game is being developed by Glenn Schofield, who was a co-creator of the Dead Space series. That was back with EA. But right now they are with Krafton, who's developed quite a big variety of games, from PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG, from Terra to Mistover. Right? So they have a very wide variety of games, and now it appears they're tackling a horror game with one of the people who damn well knows what makes a horror game a horror game. So what is the Callisto Protocol? Obviously, as I said, being developed by someone who co-created Dead Space, and you can absolutely feel the Dead Space in all of this, but in a completely different setting, with a completely new storyline and new characters. We are on a moon called Callisto. It looks like it's some sort of mining station. I'm not sure. I see a lot of different tools, and even some of the machines seem like something you would use for mining in this case, right? Now, what exactly happened, we're gonna gather what we obviously see and piece that together. But so far, that's all we get, other than the narrator, who sounds like they either crazed or possibly the bad guy here, right? Our main character has the letters BIP. We don't know what that is. I mean, it could be a funny thing, right? Replace the B with an R, and then some sort of organization. Maybe that's his position on this mining crew on this dead moon, right? Which we can easily compare to Isaac, right? Isaac himself was an engineer, and you could see that being used throughout the entire game, right? He was able to hack doors and all these other things because of his career path as an engineer. So we're not sure if the bad guy is the villain. We're not sure if he's someone who will be the voice throughout the game that we encounter. We're not even sure if our character will be silent like Isaac was in Dead Space. So far, they've said nothing. They've looked very surprised, and no big surprise. Why? I mean, you have a big variety of nightmares creatures coming at you, including military grade robots, at least from what it looks like, which could be used to cover up the conspiracy. Some sort of conspiracy, right? Something they don't exactly want getting out, so everybody needs to die situation. But that's what we're about to look into right now, which are these ridiculous but fantastic creatures. As I mentioned, we do have these massive robots with whatever cool pulse weapon that he had that just ripped open this guy's head. The 2 executions. But we also have, it looks like, from how you can tell with the people who, let's just say, infected for now. For instance, is one guy where you're walking across his body, and you see all these spore-like entities in the back of his head, right? Kind of like a boat fly that's planted its eggs inside somebody, right? And then his eyes open up. Yeah, it could be a parasite is what I'm getting from this, and that leading to these half zombies, which I'm just saying half zombies for now. I'm assuming, what I would like to assume is that they're humans that have been taken over by this parasite but haven't fully transformed yet. They haven't entered this cocoon state, which is what it looks like in this next scene, where you see one of the monsters pulling itself out of the sticky goo, right? We're pulling itself out of the goo. So what I'm getting from this is that, yeah, you'll have these half zombies infected by parasites. Maybe they need to consume enough. Maybe it takes time, but they eventually go into a hibernative state where they fully transform into these crazy alien monstrosities that we have to take on. Nothing too crazy yet. In Dead Space, like, every monster in there was really crazy. We have seen from the very first trailer, we did see this crazy monster just tentacle the crap out of this guy's mouth. And we saw some very deformed creatures in this trailer too that make me very happy. And a lot of them seem incredibly durable, especially considering the weapons that we saw our guy use. Now, starting with the weapons, that cool, badass pistol with these incredible smoky particle effects that it left after shooting that guy. Wonderful effects, and the pistol feels heavy, and I really like that. He almost like a revolver, which revolvers are my favorite type of handgun. Just giving you a piece about me, right? Revolvers are my favorite handguns. I love how heavy it felt. I love how the recoil looked. Very engaging. Very makes you want to question your shots, right? Definitely line up those shots. And we also had another scene where he was shooting at a zombie. Don't know what to call them yet. We're just going to keep calling them zombies for now. We're shooting at a zombie and he just completely powered through it. So in Dead Space, the theme there was that monsters had certain parts that you could cut off to make the fight easier for you. For instance, you could shoot at a creature's legs and they would have to crawl and be much slower. Or you could shoot their, let's say, morphed claw arms on their backs, and they would lose a lot of attack power and have to hit you with something that did a lot less damage. But the exchange is, if you shot the wrong part, it could be worse off for you. For instance, if you shoot them in the leg, they start moving at you much faster, but in a weirder way, right? Something that you didn't expect. They may start jumping at you. So you could possibly do a lot more damage, but with the trade-off of the monster being worse or just more annoying to deal with. And I'm wondering if that's what we're going to get here, which so far we have not. I haven't seen any obvious shoot me in this spot, right? Like that big blue or yellow glowing areas that are obvious targets. Haven't seen that. Who knows? It might come down just straight to like shooting them in the head, or what seems like the most obvious piece of the body to destroy, which would be completely okay too. Point is, I love that pistol. Was beautiful. You might get a knife. There was a scene where he looked like he picked up something and stabbed one of the creatures in the neck, which is also supports the idea that you may not need to destroy them piece by piece, which wasn't something I assumed anyway, but you get me. There may not be a major weak point other than the obvious shoot me in the head or whatever looks like would be my head. And I really like that. If you're carrying a knife, or if they use something that was around them for this melee attack, that makes me very happy. In fact, it kind of seems like this game might be melee heavy. Going back to the gun, that seemed pretty heavy on the shots and took a while for him to even decide to be able to get a second shot out. We have so far one of my favorite things about at least what your character can do so far, which is this crazy shock baton. I love it. All right, I love melee and I love pistols. I will beat a horror game with just my knife and my pistol if I can. And at first I was thinking it was some sort of like handsaw, but I looked at some still images and no, it has a flat edge and it lights and it's electrified, right? So it could be more of a crowd control tool. I can see it where if you do have to hit someone, you can hit them with the flat edge, or you can poke them and shock it. So it could be originally a crowd control tool. So maybe this guy could have been a security guard, just assuming, but you know, he could have just picked it up out of nowhere, which is how most horror game characters get their first weapon, right? Just pick it off the dead body in front of you. But my point is, yeah, shock baton or shock something. It looks beautiful. I loved how he used it as a baseball bat. I cannot wait to use it. Hopefully I get a ton of upgrades for it. I want to be able to throw it at someone, shock them, pull it back with a wire. I want all types of fun shit for it. Right, because you know, it is a horror game, it is about survival, but it doesn't mean you can't give your people something unique to play around with, which is exactly what Dead Space did. In the fact that, once again, that the co-creator for this is from the Dead Space team, and you can feel that touch in this game. I hope that Crafton gave them the freedom to just carry on with it, whatever ideas they wanted. And this is exactly how most games should be. They gave us a good trailer the first time, but then they gave us a great gameplay trailer and show nothing groundbreaking, nothing brand spanking new, but it's interesting. It builds hype, it gets you excited, and it did everything right. And I can't wait to play it. So, you guys, this game will be on the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and PC for as far as I can tell. Release window is within sometime this year. I don't know the exact date. I'll have to get that for you, especially since they're not even done. Because on June 8th, Summer Games Fest, they will be giving gameplay. More gameplay, and I cannot wait to see it. I was debating whether I should make this video now or after that date, but I can't wait. I really want to see what they have planned, and I wanted to talk to you guys as soon as possible. We will be covering it together, and I cannot wait.